Okay, so see, isn't that awesome? Okay, so we're going for a walk in the woods. Are you ready? Okay. Beautiful and calm. Oh my goodness. So the whole goal of your life is to know yourself and to bring that self into every single second. And as I'm at a time in my life of deciding what I want now, from this moment, not what I held myself into wanting for years that have got a pattern and a groove. I didn't go down here last time. Let's see what this is. Ugh. Oh, an Easter egg. Well then, isn't that funny? And it's nighttime, so it's like 7, so isn't that cute? Well, that's for me because it must be my totem or something. It's like 7 o'clock at night. Okay. Okay. Isn't this cute? I guess this is my new guardian angel. Okay. It's interesting because I was on this path the other day, but I just crossed over to this path. How interesting. So, your goal is to know who you are every day and never have anyone in your life who's not okay. If that changes every day, that version of you changes every day. Oh, I don't like it how you change. You're unstable. No, you're actually quantum, feeling into the moment. Knowing yourself is the whole mofo goal. So, I know I love the woods. I know I love having no schedule, no rules. I love money, and I love making out, and I love cuddling, and I love movies, and I love writing, and I love my new purple backpack. I love my new tuning forks. I frickin' love my ability to heal people and their response and just how amazing it is. Love, love, love. I love the forest. So interesting, right? How the white sun in this reality okay. Do you know who you are? Do you know what you're like? Or is every day based on what your kids need? What your spouse wants? Who are you? I don't have any of that, and I still, one really has to spend a lot of time alone to know themselves. And to not filter themselves through what someone else wants them to be. Aren't these ferns gorgeous? So rich, beautiful. I know one thing, I'm ready for fun. So long I did not let myself have fun, just suppress myself. Waiting for a miracle, waiting for change. Going through massive healing alone. In the vehicle, I was thinking that, people who live in tents or live in cars, they know their own body frequency. So they live outside of electricity. And they're a very different type of homeless than those who live at the shelter, who are constantly under lights and TVs and different kinds of frequencies, but tons of people and trauma bouncing off their frequency, and they're not able to readjust. I was there one night, and that's just, it makes people crazy. To be alone away from electricity is when you know the sound of your own body. I just love the trees on this walk. They're so pretty. hear any frogs today. Must be either the wrong time of day or they done did their business. What do you know you love to do? I've been so many places alone. I've faced my greatest fears. I leapt into them. I was thinking last night, I've literally faced my greatest fears. I've been alone. I left everything I thought was my life. I let go of the mansion and the relationship and the cars and the money, and I stood up for something that mattered. I made huge changes in the world. I had massive court cases and stood up to the biggest demons and monsters out there. And what's the worst you could imagine? Well, for me, so yes, there's the street and there's worse. I was like, well, I'll stay in this relationship, or I'll do this, or I'll do that, because I don't want to be alone, or I won't be able to survive. And so now that I know I can live in a car, there's nothing, like there's no fear, right, of, so quiet out here. When it's freezing temperatures and you got $0, barely any gas, and no food money, bing dang dum, bing bang bong, you have hit your greatest fear. And well, I lived. And now that's my favorite thing my spirit guide says. Well, did you live? Well, did you live? I'm like, but well, did you live? And I did. And I am telling you, I had extreme things, and I had different, bathing in the sink, being sick in public, trying to get warm, trying to just find a place, and all about like killing time and survival to get to the next day and stay warm. And I kept thinking every day that the next day things are going to come through the way I'd planned, and I'm going to move into this whole other reality. And I shifted more and more into that frequency, and then I couldn't draw abundance, and I couldn't draw, and luckily Spirit had already had me covered, and I planned it before I came here to Earth to have a guide. So I had one guide I talked to every day that rescued me at intervals when I jumped off the cliff, and then just before I hit the ground, she'd put a net and then find the root. And then we'd root out the root. So if you want to be on your healing journey, it really is an everyday thing. It's an all the time thing. So if that's not your thing, then it's not your thing. Some people are like, oh my God, I'm too intense, or I like to do therapy all the time. But really, I have strict standards for myself. And I'm not going to let myself go too far down any program lane. And it's hard for me to be around others that want to fight for their limitations. They want to be like, oh, no, it's not like this. Or it's like, old style relationship games, old style, and I am a psychic. I have the answer. Not saying I live it, not saying I know everything, but I do have a pretty good connection to the spirit guides of the people I work with, and I tell them what I feel like their spirit guides want them to know. Muddy rivers. And so when their energy doesn't match and they're like, oh, I love you, or oh, I'm into this, or I'm into that, the energy don't match, it just makes me sick. There's no reason to be around it. I mean, either you're having fun and enjoying being around someone or you're not. And you're able to freely be yourself or you're not. I mean, to be an adult and be like, oh, I need a relationship so bad that I'm willing to just move someone in and let them consume my life and my every thought and control me and call that love. Because that type of person doesn't know self-love. Well, the frogs are asleep today, aren't they? All right. We are headed down here to the cliff's edge. And it's, I think I said earlier it was 7, but it's more like, probably more like 6. PM, of course. I got a backpack today. That's so cool. The other day, I got down my big walk and then my batteries ran out. I had brought more in the car and I'm like, well, it's time. Wow, isn't this just like magic? That was me walking. In case you didn't know. Okay, so intention and sound. So when you hum or tone or anything, you put your intention out there. We used to do drumming and toning gatherings, and we would set the intention beforehand, like different healing for different people. And in my church, I plan to do a whole bunch of healing tables and like just toning and drumming and all kinds of just notes. And of course also tuning forks. But any sound with intention creates reality, changes reality. So whether it's humming, toning, drumming, but also the word. That's why when you're like, oh, I love you, and in any language, when you use the word love, you kind of have the same meaning. So the words have the same tone, so they have the same kind of feeling. So that's why when they're like, oh, do your mantras like, I am love, or I am peace. It doesn't matter what language you do in it, because it's the vibration of the word. So interesting. So I'm on an island, and it's called Marrowstone Island. In the Pacific Northwest. My fave. I love the rich green forest and the big trees and the moss. Yummy. So pretty. Sometime I'm going to come on this trail at high noon, and you're going to see a whole different glow on the different plants. I just love that. The different times of day and the different light on the plants and the different kinds of greens that jump out at you. I go a-walking after midnight. Feels like it's after midnight, even though it's daylight. It's so quiet. Say what you will, but the pandemic has been good to me. I haven't played along with any of that crap. My life over the last year has been fabulous. And yep, it's a continual work on being the best version of me. And by what I mean by that, the best, happiest version of me, the most successful version of me, is a me that's at peace. All the time. Every trigger, every solar plexus fear, every post-traumatic stress, every time we try to please someone else over us. And I've spent a lifetime working at it, so I have that in my field, and I help other people to upgrade quickly. However, you got to do the work. You do have to pay attention to every thought every day. If you don't want to, no problem, but you'll just create more of that reality. And yeah, that's not my reality. Alright, so we know it's super duper low water. So let's check it out. And then I have a surprise for you. I'm going to go inside of the bunkers. And I brought tuning forks. Don't get too excited, it's okay. It's going to be the next video. What a beautiful day. Is there someone out there that would enjoy a walk like this with me? Email me. ReverendCrystalCox@gmail.com. You can put super suave in the subject. Not that I'm super suave, that you're super suave. Okay, scratch all that. Just be like, hey, like, alright, ignore, backspace, delete. Isn't this beautiful? Hey, there's me. Dude, loving you. Yeah. Yep, I'm cheesy, I'm strange, I am a critical thinker, I am passionate, I am loyal, and I don't mean monogamous, I mean real loyalty that matters. The whole I'll give a shit, not that I like you if I'm doing you. It's kind of creepy. Never really been into that. I've always been into my body as a temple and not share my sexual energy with people that I don't want to take on their traumas and programs, and just always been my body is sacred. And then I spent over a decade in monogamy untouched. So when I left that relationship, I was like, heck with that whole let's be sacred with our body. I went on a spree, and then I went back to my sacred. What kind of spree? Well, I went on a spree to get to know myself, intimately with other people. That was in 2010. And now, I'm back to that whole sacred thing. I don't want to take other people's shit. Oh, I'm jealous. I'm dramatic. Oh, you're gonna hurt me. If something I do affects you, no thank you. But yeah, people can say, oh, but what I do affects you. Yeah, I'm working on it. Okay. What a beautiful day. Oh my goodness. Now I thought that was mountains, but wow, you're right. That's clouds over there. And the tide's coming in. Okay, so that is clouds. And that is mountains. Wow, right? You see the mountains through there? Snow-capped mountains, I would say. That's the North Cascades. Okay. Wow. You hear the tide coming in? So yep, North Cascades, I've driven up over that. I'm looking for someone to drive up there with me this summer. Stay at a beautiful little cabin and snuggle cuddle. Ah! Whoa, look at that beach. Isn't that beautiful? It's way down there. Okay. Okay, so we got Fort Worden right here. And then we got Port Townsend right there. And then we got the ferry and all that business. There's some beautiful mountains, I tell you what. So that trail's mighty interesting. You wanna know where it goes? Yeah. I guess people just walk up here to look over the edge, right? San Juan Island over there. I'm gonna go back there this summer. I am putting in my order to the universe. It's funny, I came back from there in 2016 and I was like just gonna go right back. I thought I'd have everything in place, and then I still have my truck then, and then oh my goodness, 5 years of living in a car later, whole new me. Well, actually not. It's actually more the real me. Isn't that just something? Alright, who's ever listening, I love you. I love, love, love you. I send this energy of this beach to you. Peace and love and healing. The beauty of those dramatic mountains. This beautiful water. All right, kids. Bye for now. Toodaloo. Check out part 3, 4, 5, and 10 of this too, because who knows how many I'm going to do today. Bye for now. I love you.